restaurant or sitting at the table. So do not answer calls, do not text, do not browse the internet, anything at the table. Okay? Number 7, when at a dinner party or restaurant, proper table manners dictate that you taste your food before seasoning it. So some people, as soon as they sit down, no. Eat it first, taste it. Number 8, speaking while eating. If you have more than a few words to say, swallow your food. So a lot of people, if you have more than a few words, if you're saying pass the peas, pass the butter, that's like just 2, right? But if you're having a conversation, swallow your food first, right? So do not eat with your mouth full. Do not speak with your mouth full. Number 9, reaching. Items are within reach if they are within easy reach of your arms. So if you could reach your arms and grab something, then that's fine, right? But leaning past the person sitting next to you, you cannot do that. So if you have to reach past someone, ask them to pass it to you instead.
Especially over their food.
Exactly. Do not reach over people's food. Number 10, with the noise, Cecil. Number 10, don't drink with a full mouth, right? Avoid leaving food at the rim of the vessel, right? You know when people drink and they have food in their mouth, and then sometimes the food fall into the drink, nasty. So swallow your food before you drink. Number 11, hold a wine glass, right? How to hold it?
Oh, I know.
White wine glasses are held by the stem. Listening, stem, right? So not the bowl. So look, listen, you're not watching, you're doing your own thing. I'm here, I'm teaching, not you. Okay, so the flute, the white wine, right? So white wine is to be drunk. You should drink it, right? It should be, you should drink white wine cold, right? So meaning you have to hold it by the stem so that your hand does not warm it up, right? Whereas red wine can be lukewarm. So when you hold it by the bowl, and your palm is warming up the drink, kind of, right? So it doesn't matter which one is more comfortable, wherever it is, but you hold it by the bowl, like this, right? The bowl is in your hand, the stem is down here. But the white wine, you hold the stem, okay? All right. Number 12, unfamiliar food. Wait until someone else starts to eat and follow suit. So when you don't know what you're eating, let's say there's like corn on the cob, and you're like, I don't know how to eat a corn on the cob at the table, right? I'm just saying, maybe not. So before you go and make a mistake, watch the other people around you to see if they know how to do it and follow suit, right? If you're following the wrong thing, then that's a problem, right? But usually follow other people before you start. So then ask how the food should be eaten. If no one knows, ask somebody, right? Fingers, fork, or whatever. And then if no one knows or you're afraid to ask, just don't take it. Don't eat it. Leave it at your plate. Okay? Number 13, eat quietly. This happens all the time, and I'm going to go around the table to see how many people are chopping, right? You're supposed to eat with your mouth closed so that people don't hear the...
I do that.
Right? It's not hard. It takes practice, right? It takes practice. As soon as you realize you're doing it, stop yourself, start again with your mouth closed this time, right? So, and then the food will fly out, people will see your food, and it's just annoying to hear, right? So quietly, and then the other thing too is your plate. You have downstairs, they're plastic, but at a real restaurant, there will be glass. So glass on glass does what? Cling, right? So they're scraping and clinging. We don't need that. So be gentle and quiet, right? So no smacking, no slurping, other things like that. Number 14, wayward food. In formal dinner and dining, the knife is used to push food against the fork. At informal meals, a knife or a piece of bread is used as a pusher, right? So right now we're eating formally. So if things are spread out on your table, on your plate, you do not use your fingers or your bread to push things around. You use your knife to gather the food that you want to eat, all right? So I'll show you when we down there. Okay? Number 15, elbows. Everybody knows? Elbows are off the table, right? So, no elbows on the table when you're eating. So when you're not eating, you can put your elbows on the table. But as soon as you start to eat, elbows are off, okay? So elbows, all right? Number 16. So I'm going to skip number 16 because it's not for us. We don't order wine. Number 17. If something is caught in your teeth, what do you do? So when food is caught in your teeth, between your teeth, it is annoying or uncomfortable. Wait to remove it privately.
Just say excuse me.
Say excuse me, go to the bathroom, go somewhere else. Do not pick your teeth at the table. People are like, toothpick? No. That toothpick is for you to use when you go to the bathroom, not at the table, right? Nobody wants to see that thing fleeing out your mouth. Oh, God forbid. Okay, number 18. Decline credit cards. We'll talk about that some other time. They said if you have a table and your credit card declines. Okay, forget that. Number 19. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
No. Okay. So if you're at a table and your credit card declines, do not call attention. They're like, oh my gosh, it's supposed to work, and everybody's watching. Do not call attention. If your card continues to decline and you do not have enough cash to pay, ask to pay by check. Go to the nearest ATM or return the next day, right? So those are the things you do. Do not call attention. You say like, oh, I can't believe it. It should work. Try it again, try it again, try it again. No, don't do that. Okay, number 19. Approaching the table in a restaurant. When being seated, so we are all going downstairs. So you're going to imagine you're entering into a formal restaurant or a party or something. So when you're being seated, if the maître, meaning maîtresse de cérémonie, like the person who is leading, leads the group to the table, the guests should follow the maître de cérémonie, right? The master of ceremony, thank you. And the host should follow the guests, right? So we have the master of ceremony. So my aunt and I are the mistresses of the ceremony, right? So we initiated the party. So we're the mistresses. If we had like a parent here, right? They would probably be our hosts because we all are campers. So we're not hosts, right? So hosts are guests. Sorry, I mean guests. So we're really not guests because this is our camp. But if we had a guest, the guest will follow the host. So we have the masters of ceremony, which is us. We would have the host, the person who is putting on the party, and then we have the guest, which is the people who are invited. Anyway, moving on. Number 20, sneezing, coughing, blowing your nose. You already know, don't do it at the table. If you do, cover your mouth, right? So there's a difference. Your napkin that you eat with is not the one you use for your nose. We know that, right?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. You have another handkerchief to use. Okay. Number 21, reservations, we're going to skip that. Number 22, hot beverages. Okay? So we don't have that. So to test the temperature of the beverage, take a single sip. So don't just gulp because you might burn your throat, right? Number 23, finger foods. When finger foods are taken from a tray, place it in a plate. Don't stick it in your mouth right away, and don't lick your fingers, right? We all know not to lick our fingers, use a napkin. Okay. Ready to order, we're gonna skip that. Pink. I already told you. Okay. Paying the check, we're gonna skip that. 2 utensils. What's the question? So you only have 1 napkin. That's the one you put on your lap. But if you need to blow your nose, right? Wipe your eyes. That is your personal napkin. Like ladies usually carry handkerchiefs or tissue. We don't carry handkerchiefs anymore because they deem them as dirty since people don't wash them as they're supposed to. But if you have a tissue or you go to the bathroom and blow your nose there, right? You don't use the one that is on your lap to eat with to blow your nose, because that's disgusting. You're gonna have to wipe your mouth with that. Ew. So what else did we say? Use it. Okay, 2 utensils. So we know there are 2 different ways to eat. There's the French way and there's the American way. So the French way is to use a knife, right? I mean the fork and the knife, cut, and with the knife put it in your mouth, right? The American, sorry, cut with the knife and you use the fork to put it in your mouth. You never put your knife in your mouth, sorry. Right? And so the American way is you cut with your fork, your knife, right? You put down your knife, you switch hands, and you eat with the fork, right? That's the American way.
I like the American way.
The French way is easier to me because I don't have to switch it so I can put down there. Okay, but anyway, so that's using the 2 utensils, right? Okay. So, okay, the other thing is, I would prefer that you do the French way today. Reason why is because it's hardest. And usually when you're in a restaurant, I don't want you to be ill at ease. When everyone is doing it, everyone should try to do the same thing, right? That's one thing. And then the second thing is, if you don't know, you need to learn. If you don't know how to do it, you need to learn it, right? That's why we're here, to help you. Okay? All right, so now tasting another person's food. A lot of people like to taste food, right? Okay, either hand your fork to the person. Caitlin, what did I just say? To do what? To taste food. Pay attention. Okay? And I know you were, but pay closer attention. So you have to pass your fork to the person who can spear a bite size from her plate and hand the fork back to you. Or you can hold your plate toward her so that she can put a morsel on the edge. Right? Morsel means a piece. So either you pass your fork, they take whatever, hand you the fork, or you put your plate and they put a little piece on your plate. So that's how you share food. So which